Well, first of all, to me, what the movie is about a couple of things. Number one, the movie's about a son's relationship to his mother and how it manifests itself throughout the rest of his life. That, to me, is an emotional thing. The second thing is, the movie, you know, we live in a world where everybody's supposed to be cool and act tough and put up fronts, and everybody's so cynical, and there's a cool contest on the internet who can be the most, you know, snarky and whatever. And this movie is about actually allowing yourself to care, allowing yourself to give a shit. And so that's a naturally emotional thing for me. And then thirdly, I fell in love with these characters as I was making the movie. I fell in love with these actors as I was making it. And I think that just my natural sort of sensitivity to that, to characters, to people, to emotions, is just something that automatically was expressed within the film. It's a film about family. For me, when I started writing the script, there was a script before my script, and then it didn't 100%, you know, speak to me. So I wanted it to make some pretty major changes, and I rewrote the whole script. And the very first thing that I thought of was this idea of the Walkman and the cassette tape, which is really this character's connection to his home planet of Earth. And that was the emotional center of the film. If the MacGuffin of the film is this orb that everyone's chasing after, the emotional center is this Walkman. And so it was just a natural part of the screenwriting process. All those songs that you see in the movie, Hooked on a Feeling, you know, Redbone, Come and Get Your Love, you know, were all written into the film. They're all part of the screenplay. So they were there from the ground floor up.
I loved all the music. I had so much fun with the music. I thought it was such a testament to the movie. It's so, I mean, you could almost, this is the closest Marvel will ever get to a musical. It was that much fun for me. The movie starts with kind of an emotional tone, and very quickly, the music and watching Star-Lord kicking aliens makes you feel like you're going to be covered, makes you feel like you're going to have a really good time. The music, I'm singing the music every day, so most of the time when I walk into an interview, I start singing, Hooked on a Feeling. The coolest thing was my 3-year-old son watching the movie, and when Hooked on a Feeling comes on, he was at the edge of his seat, and I'm watching. It's the first time he's ever gone to a movie. We've ever gone to a movie together. Obviously, you can't see Riddick or any of his other movies. So he kind of scoots to the edge of his seat, and he squints his eyes like this, and he starts singing, Hooked on a Feeling, high up believing. And watching him do that just melted my heart. So we listened to the songs at home. My daughter is going, ooh, baby, give me one more. It's remarkable how a soundtrack could be so important to the storytelling, so important to the experience. And someone back there said, I saw the movie and I'm going to see it 6 and 7 times. I think the music is going to make people see this movie a lot. I think the music's going to make you want to go. You have so much fun in the movie, and it's music that you want to share with your kids anyway. And it's great because of that. So I love all the songs. I love Come Get Your Love. I just thought it was an incredible collection. I wanted Star-Lord, I wanted Peter Quill's soundtrack.
People probably didn't see me. I'm not sure I even saw myself in this kind of a role. But what's really kind of nice about this movie, and I believe this, is that we did something with this movie that's never been done before. I think this is like unlike anything that's ever been done. And I think anyone who has seen this movie would agree. I've never seen anything like this movie before. And so I don't think I was right to do anything that's, you know, similar to what's been done before. Like, you know, I wouldn't have been right to do those, to do other movies. So maybe people wouldn't have seen me in this role, but that's because they weren't able to have the vision that kind of James had for what this could be, you know? And so he just told me in the audition, he was like, I'm just looking for someone to come in and just own this and just do their thing. And at the time, I'd been sort of having an identity crisis as an actor. I didn't know what I was, if I was a action guy, you know, or a comedy guy. And I thought maybe I could do a combination of both, but there's nothing out there that's like it. Maybe I have to develop something. And my manager just kept saying, Guardians of the Galaxy, man. I said, all right, maybe you're right. Let's go meet on it, you know. And then James said, I just want somebody to do their thing. And part of me thought, okay, well then I'll just do my thing. And if it's not right, that's okay. But now I had an idea what that thing was, and it was the thing that I got to do in this movie.
Gamora was taken, sort of like the Lost Boys of the Sudan. She was taken from her village, from her planet, and forced into a life of violence and crime. So there's this pain that follows her wherever she goes, but there's this last hope that she has that she can possibly get away. And I wanted her fighting technique to be very, very different. Obviously, when you show up and you're sort of like the last person cast and everybody's just ready to go, the stunt coordinators have already designed the fights and they already have the stunt women working on what you're going to do, and you sort of come in and you just add your last little tweaks. And I just didn't want Gamora to look like any typical action person that's just like very martial artsy and just does those underworld jumps and lands and the ground breaks and shit. I wanted her to be a little more graceful and antique, very, very classy in the way that she fights. And my husband, one of his colleagues, was showing us, as I was sort of doing research for Gamora, she was showing us her last collection of work that she was going to do that wasn't yet ready for the public, but it's she basically recorded this this bullfighter from Spain dancing a duel, a fight, and sort of leading the bull with his sword and his cape. And she shot it at super 60, but not super 60, at 60, like 60 frames per second. So it's very slow, and I've never seen somebody move so smoothly. And it was just such a seductive dance, and I thought, well, that's Gamora. She's a woman, and she just has to be very seductive in the way that she tricks her enemy into falling into their own death. And I thought, well, that'll be interesting too. I've never done that. So when I told that to James, he thought, oh yeah, go for it. It was hard telling the stunt people because they're so hard and they think that girls are stupid. So when you walk in like into this testosterone-driven like rehearsal place and you're like, well, she does fencing and she's a bullfighter, they're kind of like, quoi? But they realized they didn't really have a choice and they adapted it.
You know, James kind of like made me feel like I could explore it. I got there and I worked with 4 actors. 2 of them weren't there. Vin Diesel wasn't there. And so I had a lot of fun with Chris and Zoe, and what I do remember was like I felt like I could explore the character in every way I would have wanted to, and James was very supportive to taking chances and trying different things, and I felt like an animal that grows up in a cage, and then suddenly you open the door and he comes out and he's tentative to take chances, and James was very, very grateful, very nice to me to allow me to like go, and so at the end I was like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that, but it was a great feeling, yeah.